We used to call it our tree. It was just something we'd said, but at the beginning it felt that way. A few weeks after we'd seen the jockey film, Abbott turned up at my front door without warning, though he said it was more impromptu than without warning. Without warning makes it sound, well, you know, he said. I didn't know, but I took impromptu for my collection. The M, the P, the T, the way my mouth had to work to get them out, that's why I took it. Then, of course, the U. Unexpected, I thought. Completely unexpected. Abbott had his shirt sleeves rolled up and was carrying a picnic. I could see he'd gone and bought a French baguette. He was standing on the doorstep, and the end of it was sticking out of his bag. He wanted to take me out of Tilstone, to the country, he said. He swept into a low bow, pretending to hold his hat in his hand. His shirt sleeves were rolled up perfectly, and he parted his hair down the middle, exactly down the middle. I remember thinking how much he looked like F. Scott Fitzgerald. His hair, yes, but not only his hair, his smile, which was more of a smiling look than an actual smile. I almost said something. I almost went back inside to get a book with a photo of F. Scott Fitzgerald on the inside back cover. I almost brought it out to show him. Are you coming, Ash? He said. Grab whatever it is you women grab and come on. We went out to his car. We were sitting in the two front seats ready to move off. It wasn't the first time we sat like that. No, we sat like that on the way back from the film. This was the second time, sitting side by side, and I thought, I'm sure I was thinking that I was beginning to get used to it. À la campagne, Abbott said, turning the key in the ignition. La belle campagne. That's okay with you, Ash? I said we could always go to the meadow instead if he didn't feel like driving far. We could always sit under the old ash tree. What? He said. Where? He said he'd never set eyes on a meadow in Tilstone. How could a meadow just spring up? If he'd lived here his whole life, how could it? He smoothed his hair, once, twice, on either side. But it's you who sprung up, I said. His dad, though. His dad was born here, born and raised. His mum, too, aunts and uncles and cousins. He made circles with his hands as he explained, his family spiralling, sprawling outwards. Never a word about a meadow between them all, he said. Still, there is one, I said. We went to the meadow. We could have walked, but Abbott wanted to drive. Now we've got ourselves in the car, he said, and the picnic and all. He parked in the lay-by at the bottom of Lock Road, and we walked along the footpath towards the meadow. We carried his big picnic bag. We took one handle each. It was late May. It must have been. The hawthorn was heaped with white flowers, and the bees were in and out of it and buzzing. We walked alongside the hawthorn, and as we walked, Abbott's face opened up. It was as open as ever I can never remember seeing it. The footpath, too, opened into meadow. This way, if you want to go to the tree, I said, and I gestured through the grass, through the long grasses and the buttercups, as sprawling as Abbott's family. This way, I said, and Abbott's face, his features unfolding beneath the high sun. Let me try to explain, although how can I explain? It was that meadow, that day, the rush of early summer. This way, I said, although what did I mean? It was the air, the swallows, it was the grasses stretching. This way, I said, overcome by a sort of giddiness. I tugged at his arm. I pulled him down with me into the sticky warmth of the meadow, right down inside the drone of horseflies. There was nowhere to go down there, but we weren't going anywhere. We weren't trying. And Abbott, his face lax, looks nothing like F. Scott Fitzgerald, and everything like Abbott. Abbott the boy. That's what I thought, though I'd never seen a photo of Abbott as a boy, but still, I must have been sure. Put my hand on his forearm, just below where his rolled sleeves fell, the bees, the heat, rogue weather they called it, rogue weather and grass prints on my bare legs. I held his forearm. I moved towards him. I moved in. I was moving slowly enough to see the look on his face, which might have been a look of anticipation. I moved in until I was as near as I could be without touching him. I too am not a bit tamed. I too am untranslatable, I said into his ear.